Welcome to Dog Facts and Fun, where every fact hides a story of love. You love your dog. You'd do anything to keep her safe, healthy, and by your side for as long as possible. But what if right now you're doing something that's slowly cutting her life short? Without even knowing that was me a few years ago. I thought I was doing everything right. And then Daisy got sick. Not all at once, it was slow. Quiet. By the time I realized I couldn't undo the damage. To this day, I still wonder, if I had known just one thing sooner, would she still be here? That's why this video matters. We're going to uncover 12 silent but deadly mistakes that most dog owners, even the most loving ones, make without realizing it. And I'm telling you now, mistake number 3, I did it for years. Every single week. If you care about your dog's health, if you want more birthdays, more tail wags, more mornings with that warm little body curled up next to you, don't miss a single second. Let's begin. Mistake. Number 12. Overfeeding and low quality. Ingredients: you scoop a little extra because she looked hungry. You give her a treat because she was a good girl. And when she stares at you with those eyes, it's hard to say no. I get it. Daisy used to get seconds all the time. A little bite of chicken here, some gravy there. She loved it, and I felt like I was being a good parent. But the truth is, I was slowly harming her. Overfeeding is the #1 contributor to obesity in dogs. And obesity opens the door to diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, and even cancer. According to the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention, over 50% of dogs in the U.S. are overweight. And here's the scary part: most owners don't even realize it. But it's not just how much you feed, it's what you feed. Low-quality kibble packed with fillers, artificial dyes, and meat byproducts. It may keep them full, but it doesn't nourish their body. Think of it like feeding a child only fast food for 10 years. Want to know what changed everything for Daisy, switching to a whole food diet with portion control? She slimmed down, her energy came back, and even her coat looked better. Don't wait for your dog to get sick to realize food is medicine. And if you think feeding scraps off your plate is harmless, wait until you hear what that does to their liver and kidneys. Let's talk about mistake number 11. Not spaying or neutering properly. This one's tricky because it's personal and emotional. Some dog owners are all for it. Others regret doing it. But what most people don't realize is timing method, and even breed-all effect, whether spaying or neutering helps or hurts. I waited too long with Daisy. I thought I was protecting her by avoiding surgery. But one day, she started bleeding, and the vet found a uterine infection called pyometra. It was life-threatening. We were lucky to catch it in time. Spaying early would have prevented that entirely. On the flip side, I've met owners who spayed their large breed dogs too early before the bones finished developing. And guess what? Years later, their dogs ended up with joint issues, torn ACLs, or incontinence. Same decision. Different timing. Completely different outcome. So what's the right answer? Here's what the science says. Spaying and neutering can reduce the risk of certain cancers, infections, and behavioral issues. But the right time to do it depends on your dog's size, breed, and health. And no, it doesn't make your dog fat. Overfeeding does. Talk to a vet who understands breed-specific care. Don't just follow blanket advice. Spaying Daisy at the right time gave her calmer behavior, zero marking, and no hormonal stress. But if I'd waited just one more month, I might have lost her. Don't wait until something goes wrong. Be proactive, not reactive. Next up, a mistake you're making every single day, even if you don't smoke. Let's talk about secondhand smoke. and your dog's lungs. Mistake 9 to 10, secondhand smoke. Exposure. You wouldn't blow smoke into a baby's face. But what about your dog? I didn't think about it either, not until Daisy started coughing. It was subtle at first. A little wheeze, some reverse sneezing. We blamed allergies, maybe dust. But the real problem, she had no choice but to breathe in everything we did. Dogs are low to the ground, closer to carpets, ash toxins. Their lungs are smaller, their systems more sensitive. And unlike us, they can't step outside when the air gets bad. According to veterinary studies, dogs exposed to secondhand smoke have a higher risk of nasal cancer, lung disease, and even lymphoma. And breeds with long noses like collies or retrievers are even more vulnerable. What shocked me most, it's not just smoking indoors. Smoke lingers on clothes, furniture, and even your dog's fur. Every hug transfers those toxins to them. I quit smoking around Daisy when she turned 6. But by then, some damage had already been done. She didn't choose to live in a smoky house. I did. If you smoke, the best thing you can do for your dog is take it outside away from them. Or better yet, quit. And if someone else in your home smokes, set boundaries. You're not just protecting yourself. You're protecting the only heart in the house that would never hurt you. Coming up next, a daily habit that feels loving, but could destroy your dog's organs from the inside out. Let's talk about table scraps. Mistake number 9, feeding table scraps. You're finishing dinner. There's a little meat left on your plate. Your dog's sitting there, eyes wide, tail thumping, doing that perfect. I've been so good, look. So you cave. Just a bite, right? That's what I used to tell myself with Daisy. Leftover steak, a spoon of mashed potatoes, a little gravy. It made her happy. And that face? Hard to resist. But here's the truth. Dogs aren't built to handle human food. Their digestive systems are different. What's comfort food for you could be toxic to them. Even small amounts of onion, garlic, grapes, cooked bones, fatty trimmings, all common on our plates, can damage the liver, kidneys, or pancreas. And long-term, it adds up. Daisy started showing signs slowly, softer stools, less energy, odd breath. The vet asked, "Are you feeding her anything from your meals?" That one question hit me like a truck. I thought I was being generous. Turns out I was feeding her into inflammation. Want to show your dog love through food, stick to species-appropriate treats. Or better yet, make safe ones yourself, boiled chicken carrots or frozen bone broth cubes. And here's something I wish someone had told me sooner. Those pleading eyes don't mean hunger. They mean connection. Feed them with attention, with play, with presence. Because one forkful of love can sometimes cost a year of life. Up next, an open window, a quiet backyard, and a split-second decision your dog can't take back. Let's talk about unsafe access to doors and windows. Mistake 8. Unsafe access to doors and windows. It only takes 1 second. One squirrel, one loud noise, one half-open door, and your dog is gone. I still remember the day Daisy slipped out. The gate was cracked open just 2 inches. I turned away for less than a minute. When I looked back, she was sprinting down the road. Thankfully, we got her back. But not everyone's that lucky. Every year, over 10 million pets go missing in the U.S., and many never make it home. Even worse, those that do often come back injured, traumatized, or worse. Here's the thing, your dog may be trained. She may be calm. But instincts, especially prey, override everything in a flash. A bird, a rustle, a car backfiring. Boom, she's gone. And don't get me started on windows. Dogs, especially small or medium breeds, have jumped through screens chasing squirrels or reacting to fireworks. If you live in an apartment or high-rise, one fall is all it takes. Here's what you can do. Use baby gates or double-door systems. Always leash before opening any exterior door. Install secure fencing with no gaps. Supervise outdoor time even in safe backyards. And if your dog gets out once and comes back safely, don't let that fool you. You may not get a second chance. I got lucky with Daisy, but luck isn't a plan. Coming up, something as simple as bath time that if done wrong could cause infections, stress, and lifelong discomfort. Let's talk about bathing mistakes. Mistake number 7, incorrect bathing practices. Bath time, for some dogs it's a spa day. For others, it's pure betrayal. Either way, it matters more than you think. I'll admit, I didn't give Daisy enough baths when she was younger. I thought, she doesn't smell. Her coat looks fine. Why bother? But grooming isn't just about appearances, it's about health. Too little bathing, and you risk skin infections, matting parasites, and yeast buildup. Too much bathing, and you strip their coat of natural oils, leaving dry, irritated skin. So, what's the right frequency? For most dogs, once every 4 to 8 weeks is ideal, but it depends on breed, coat type, and lifestyle. A muddy golden retriever. More often, a clean indoor greyhound. Less. And then there's the how. Hot water, too harsh. Scented human shampoo, harmful. Water in the ears. Welcome to ear infection city. Daisy once got a terrible ear infection after I lazily poured water over her head. She shook and scratched for days. The vet's bill, $300. The guilt. Much worse. From that day on, I used a washcloth for her face dog-safe shampoo and always dried her ears gently after every bath. Bathing is a chance to check for lumps, ticks, rashes, things you'd otherwise miss. Don't rush it. Don't skip it. And don't assume your dog's clean enough. Done right, it's not just hygiene, it's bonding. Next up, something tiny, adjustable, and often ignored, but if left unchecked, can cause real pain. Let's talk about your dog's collar. Mistake number 6. Collar, too tight or too loose. It seems harmless. You clip on the collar, give it a little tug done. But here's the truth. An improperly fitted collar is more dangerous than most people think. When Daisy was a puppy, I adjusted her collar regularly. But as she got older and heavier, I got lazy. One day, I noticed a raw spot on her neck. Underneath her fur, the collar had been digging in. She never yelped, never whined. But she was in pain quietly. A too tight collar can cause skin irritation, muscle strain, and even restrict airflow. And a collar that's too loose, that's an open door to escape. I've seen dogs back out of loose collars in seconds, straight into traffic. Here's the rule of thumb. For medium to large dogs, you should be able to slide 2 fingers between the collar and the neck. For small dogs, just 1 finger. And always check, especially if your dog has gained or lost weight, or is still growing. But here's what most owners miss: collars aren't set it and forget it. Check weekly. Rotate or remove during rest, and clean them. Bacteria builds fast. Want even better safety? Use a harness for walks. Save the collar for ID tags only. Daisy's relief was instant once I adjusted hers. She moved easier, slept better. I could see it in her eyes. It's a small fix, but for your dog, it could mean the difference between comfort and constant strain. Coming up next, the most overlooked cause of dog obesity, and it's not food. Let's talk about exercise. Mistake number 5. Lack of exercise. Most people think overweight dogs just eat too much. But here's the hidden truth. The real problem is often not enough movement. Daisy used to nap a lot. She wasn't hyper. She wasn't destructive. So I figured she's just low energy. Why push her big mistake? Dogs, even the calmest ones, need daily physical and mental stimulation. Without it, their metabolism slows, their joints stiffen, and their mind gets dull. Obesity is just one outcome. Add to that anxiety, aggression, destructive chewing, and even depression. And it's not just about long walks. A short 15-minute play session, a puzzle toy, or even sniffing around the yard makes a huge difference. Senior dogs still need it. Indoor dogs need it even more. I started with Daisy's slow, short walks, hiding treats around the house, find-it games. In 2 weeks, she was brighter. In 1 month, her posture improved. By 3 months, she'd lost 4 pounds and gained years of life. Here's the key. Exercise isn't about wearing them out. It's about waking them up. If your dog's been quiet, sluggish, or aging fast, don't assume it's just old age. Movement is medicine. You don't need fancy gear or a huge yard. You need 20 minutes and a little creativity. Next mistake. Something invisible, but just as deadly as hunger or pain. Let's talk about loneliness and the cost of not giving your dog enough attention. Mistake number 4. Not enough attention and mental stimulation. You feed your dog. You let her outside. She's safe, warm, and loved. But ask yourself, when was the last time you really connected with her? I don't mean a pat on the head or a good girl while you're checking your phone. I mean eye contact, play, presence. Dogs are social creatures. They don't just want attention, they need it to thrive. Without it, they become anxious, withdrawn, even sick. Daisy used to stare at me from the hallway, tail low, eyes fixed. I thought she was just being sweet, but that was her asking, "Are you still here with me?" When dogs don't get enough attention, it affects more than just their mood. Studies show that chronic loneliness lowers immune function, increases stress hormones, and shortens lifespan. Some dogs even develop obsessive behaviors, licking paws, raw, chewing furniture, pacing for hours. The fix. It's not about more time, it's about better time. 5 minutes of fetch. A slow walk with sniff breaks. Talking to them like they matter, because they do. And for older dogs, stimulation is even more important. Mental games like food puzzles or teaching new tricks can slow cognitive decline. Daisy didn't need hours of play. She needed eye contact, voice, a moment that said, "You still matter." And when I gave her that, she bloomed. Coming up next, we check our own teeth. But when was the last time you looked inside your dog's mouth? Let's talk about dental hygiene and grooming. Mistake. 3. Poor dental hygiene and grooming. This one surprised me the most. I used to think grooming was just about looking nice, and brushing teeth, something only fancy dog parents did. But then Daisy stopped eating her kibble. She'd sniff it, then walk away. I thought she was being picky until I noticed the smell from her mouth. Her gums were red. Her breath was sour. She was in pain. Here's what I learned. By age 3, over 80% of dogs show signs of dental disease. Left untreated, that bacteria doesn't just stay in the mouth, it spreads to the heart, kidneys, and liver. Think about that. A dirty mouth can silently poison the rest of the body. Brushing your dog's teeth a few times a week, even just gently with a finger brush, makes a huge difference. If brushing isn't possible, try dental chews, water additives, or schedule professional cleanings. And grooming. It's more than just trimming nails and brushing fur. It's how you spot skin lumps, parasites, rashes, or matted areas that trap bacteria and moisture. Long nails affect posture and joint health. Matted fur can cause infections. With Daisy, once I made grooming a weekly ritual, not a chore, but bonding time, she changed. Her coat shone. She walked lighter. She smelled like fresh starts. Grooming isn't vanity. It's healthcare. And if you've been putting it off thinking it's not urgent, trust me, by the time it feels urgent, it's already hurting them. Next up, a mistake hidden behind tiny bars and big misunderstandings. Let's talk about cramped cages and small enclosures. Mistake number 2, small enclosures and limited space. She's small, so she doesn't need much room, right? That's what I thought with Daisy when she was a pup. Her crate was cozy. Her pen was safe. But one day I caught her spinning in circles, biting the bars, whining for no reason. It wasn't cute. It was stress. And I missed the signs. Many owners believe that if their dog fits, they're fine. But space isn't just physical, it's psychological. Dogs need room to stretch, sniff, move, and explore. When confined too long or too often, their body weakens and their mind dulls. And the damage isn't just emotional. Studies show that dogs kept in small or restrictive enclosures can develop joint problems, digestive issues, increased cortisol levels, and behavioral disorders. It doesn't mean crates are bad. It means crates are for rest and safety, not full-time living. Ask yourself, can your dog fully turn around, lie flat, and stretch out? Does she have regular time outside that space, with variety and stimulation? If not, she's surviving, not thriving. Daisy was a different dog once we expanded her world. We gave her more supervised freedom, interactive toys, and cozy resting spots beyond the crate. The pacing stopped. Her eyes softened. A home should feel like freedom, not a cage. And now, we've reached the final mistake. One bite, one bad decision, one leftover dish in the trash. Let's talk about spoiled food and the real danger behind it. Mistake. Number 1, feeding spoiled or expired food. You wouldn't eat week-old leftovers, right? But your dog. She sniffs the trash, licks. The plate finds something under the couch. And you think dogs eat anything. That's what I believe too. Daisy once found a piece of old chicken behind the stove. Before I could stop her, it was gone. 2 hours later, she was vomiting. By nightfall, she was trembling in pain. It wasn't just an upset stomach. It was food poisoning. Spoiled food is toxic, not just uncomfortable. It can contain bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli, or worse, mold toxins that can cause seizures, liver failure, even death. And it doesn't have to smell bad to be dangerous. Here's the mistake many dog owners make. We treat dogs like scavengers. Yes, they can eat almost anything, but that doesn't mean they should. Their digestive systems aren't built to process spoiled, greasy, or decomposing food. Even table scraps that seem fine can be too salty, too fatty, or harboring bacteria if left out. Now I label leftovers. I toss anything questionable. And I never assume she'll be okay just because it's just a little. Because Daisy's life isn't worth the risk of a scrap. If you wouldn't eat it, don't feed it. You've come this far. 12 mistakes. Each one small, common, and made with love, but each one with the power to silently shorten your dog's life. 12 mistakes. Some were things you never thought twice, about an extra scoop of food, skipping a bath, letting your dog sit by the door. None of them made you a bad owner. They made you a loving one, trying your best with what you knew at the time. But now, you know more. You know that how you feed, play, touch, and watch over your dog shapes her health more than you ever imagined. And you know this dogs don't live long because we love them. They live long because we love them, right? I still think about Daisy. I think about the mistakes I made and the things I changed just in time. Her life was better in those final years because I finally listened, finally saw, finally understood. And now you do too. So here's my ask. Go hug your dog. Check her collar. Look at her teeth. Toss the old snacks. Then come back here because this journey's not over. In the next video, I'll show you 7 silent signals your dog is in pain, even if she looks perfectly fine. Most owners miss them. You won't. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which mistake surprised you most? Your story might save another dog's life. If this video helped you see your dog more clearly, subscribe, because we're just getting started.